Hallo und herzlich willkommen zurück zu einer weiteren Folge Fate Stay Night Remastered. Wir sind hier immer noch im Interlude und Saber ist gerade in einer Auseinandersetzung mit Assassin. Shiro hat schon bemerkt, dass Saber weg ist und hat sich schon gedacht, dass sie wohl wahrscheinlich zum Ryodo-Tempel aufgebrochen ist. Assassin raises the sword again and descends in the stone steps. Descends. Nicht Essence. He must be after Saber said. Saber's not confident is an... Okay, das ist falsch. Dann müsste eigentlich wahrscheinlich if she will be able to dodge that secret technique again. Like Lancers, Galeborg, Assassin's Swallow Reversal is a technique that one cannot allow the reader to use. Except, unlike Galeborg, against which one can defend once they understand what it is, and know that it will strike at the heart. There's no defense against Assassin's secret technique. It cannot be evaded, even when one knows what it is. If there's a defense, it lies in preventing him from using the attack. The only way to defeat him is to deliver a devastating blow before Assassin can unleash his secret technique.
なるほど。確かに手加減など許される相手ではなかったようだ。
She lowers both her hands. Saber drops the tip of her invisible sword as if driving it into the ground, and glares up at Assassin as he approaches.
おお、そうか。ようやくその気になったか、セイバー。
Assassin stops, descending the steps and raises her secret technique once more. Saber looks at him bravely.
不満がないのはこちらも同じだ。我が一撃受け切れるか、アサシンのサーバント。
Saber releases her own restraints. The air trembles. As if responding to her will, her sword releases a torrential gust of wind. Assassin retreats several steps. The gale force winds released from Saber's sword are extraordinary. Even the thick trees on either side of the temple gets creak and groan. So strong is the wind, it all but explodes outward from her blade. The atmosphere sealed within is released and roars outward in all directions. Saber's sword releases a gust of wind that could easily carry off a human being. This is her blade's power. The invisible air is, as the name implies, a sword that has sealed up wind. The sword, sheathed in compressed wind, reflects light to give it the appearance of being invincible. This is what happens when the wind is released. The released air seeks escape and dissipates into its surrounding in chaotic gusts. During that time, her sword's commanding magecraft allows her to freely manipulate the raging wind. As Saber possesses an incredible amount of magic energy, she should be able to maintain the bounded field for a few minutes. The truth of this is made apparent by the fact that her sword, even after releasing so much energy, remains invincible.
さながら台風といったところだが、しかし。
The howling winds do not die down. The unleashed winds are about to engulf Assassin.
この程度のはずがない。その奥にあるもの、見せてもらうぞ、セイバー。
Assassin closes in despite the raging blinding wind. Saber's arm moves. The wind-infused blade roars, readying itself to intercept Assassin, who advances calmly, slowly in spite of the gale force winds, strong enough to prevent most people from even approaching. New servant data added. Interlude out, das heißt, wir sind wieder bei Shiro wahrscheinlich. What the hell is that? When I reach the temple, I'm greeted by the sound of air rushing at me like a typhoon. That must be Saber over there. At the top of the stairs in front of the temple gates, I see an armored figure who must be Saber fighting someone wearing a kimono. The wind swirls around Saber and the surrounding trees creak under the gale force intensity. Wait, damn, I don't think I can get close. The wind is so intense I can't even keep my eyes open. Head down. I manage to find my way closer to the stairs, but the wind only gets stronger. I can't. At this rate, I can't get closer to Saber. Far ahead, I can see Saber fighting someone, but I can't do anything. No, even if I manage to get closer to Saber in this wind, I will only hold her back. My left hand hurts again. The command spells engraved on the back of my hand tingle. I don't know what that means, but every time my hand tingles, I can't help but to remember that scene. Damn it, screw this. I close my eyes and stretch my hands towards the stairs. I get down onto my hands and knees, hoping to avoid being blown off my feet and begin crawling up the stairs. The wind intensifies. Even a novice mage like me can tell incredible amounts of magical energy are raging above me. My command spells tingle. The roar of the wind warns me something is happening up above. Wait, could this be Saber's magical energy? If it is, why would she do something so reckless in her state? No, should she even be doing something like that? Saber can't recover magical energy. She shouldn't be wasting it like this. I need to step in and handle the fighting and have Saber support me instead, or else she might run out of magical energy. I stand up and start running up the stairs. Now's not the time to be crawling. I don't know what Saber has in mind, but I have to stop her. No? As I try to dash to the temple gate, something like a dagger flies right by me. I don't know what miracle let me dodge it. Who is there? I turn to look away from the stairs into the trees. There's no doubt about it. I didn't notice it in this torrential wind, but there's someone hiding nearby. You coward, quit hiding and come out. I shout for whoever is hiding in the tree lines. The strong winds should have drowned my voice out. To my surprise, my voice echoes up the stairs. The wind died down. I look up towards the temple gate. There. I see a man in a kimono wheeling a longsword in Saber's back.
そこまでにしておけ、セイバー。その被験、盗み見ようとする輩がいる。
The man in the kimono smiles as he speaks. Like me, he's staring out into the
こ
forest.
のまま続ければ、我らだけの勝負にはなるまい。生き残った者に、そこに潜んだ恥知らずが襲いかかるか、それともお前の被験を盗み見るだけが目的なのか。どちらにせよ、あまり気乗りのする話ではないな。
The man turns to climb the stairs, seemingly totally
待
disinterested.
て、決着をつけないつもりか、アサシン。
お前がこの三門を越えるというのであらば決着はつけよう。何者であれこのだがあいにくと私の役目はそれだけでな。帰るというのであらば止める気はない。まあそこに隠れているたわけは別だが、気に入らぬ相手であれば死んでも倒産し生きても返さん。
Assassin continues up the stairs.
踊らされたな、セイバー。だが、もう一人の気配に気がつかなかった私も同じだ。あのままでおけば被験のすべてを味わえたであろうが、良いところで邪魔が入った。そなたにとっては良好であったか。
Saber hangs her head in regret. You intend to kill Fates. Not because of Assassin's words, but because Sarah must have realized that keeping up the fight would leave her at a disadvantage.
そら、迎えも来ている。そこにいる小僧はお前のマスターであろう。盗み見をするたわけが、その小僧に標的を変える前に立ち去るがいい。
And just like that, Assassin disappears. It must be his way of telling us that he won't attack unless we keep going. Saber says nothing. She just stands there silently, her back to me. Hey, Saber. Even when I call to her, she doesn't answer. Huh? It seems strange, so I begin climbing the steps. What? Saber's armor vanishes. Defenseless and in her simple blue clothing, she sways on the spot without turning around. I catch Saber in my arms as she falls backward down the stairs. She doesn't move a muscle. She is unconscious, eyes shut in pain. Idiot. Bugger. Also Saber in dem Falle. We finally get home. It took me 2 hours to carry Saber back from Yodo Temple. I was worried the whole return trip, but we managed to get back safely. I lay Saber down in the hallway. Saber was really light. She probably only weighs about 40 kilos, so it shouldn't have tired me out so much. Or it wouldn't have, if she had been still. I had no idea that carrying a sleeping person, even a girl, could be so much work. My fatigue is more mental than physical. The feel of her soft skin when I picked her up, her quiet breathing on me. It was also distracting. Why did she just faint like that? I look at Saber as she lays there sleeping. She's probably not completely unconscious. Even if she looks like she is out cold, she might open her eyes the moment I call her name. Damn. There was so much I want to tell her when I left the house, but I can't say anything with her sleeping looking like that. Fine, I will give you an earful after you wake up, Saber. Even now, I keep my voice to a whisper. The moment I reach out to pick her up again...
まあいいけど、シローがどんな趣味してて何をしてるかなんて私には関係ないから。
Tosaka... For some reason, Tosaka is in the hallway watching even though it's after 2 in the morning. Tosaka!
何よ、お化けでも見たような顔しちゃって。別に文句はないから続けていいわよ。私は水飲みに起きただけだし。
Yeah, you've got it all wrong. This isn't what you think, really. I mean, it's a long story, but the short version is that I was just trying to take Saber back to her room. Are you even listening to me?
ええ、まあそれなりに。
Uff, you're lying. You sound like you don't understand at all.
だから分かってるってば。セイバーが一人で戦いに行って、シローはそれを止めてきたんでしょ。で、何らかのトラブルがあってセイバーが気絶して戻ってきた。どう？これでいい？
Yeah, that's amazing. That's exactly what happened. But how did you know?
わかるわよ。セイバーが単独で戦いを仕掛ける可能性は高かったし、サーバントが戦いを始めればマスターにだって伝わるわ。だからこういう展開も十分予測範囲なわけ。
So Tosaka knew Saber would go out by herself.
で、どうするの？セイバーを部屋に連れて行くんじゃないの？ここに寝かしてたらいくらサーバントでも風邪ひくと思うけど。
Well, yeah, that's why I was going to take her to her room. I tried to lift her up, but it's kind of awkward with Tosaka watching. Tosaka, would you mind carrying Saber?
私が？まあいいけど。じゃあお茶でも入れてくれる？少し二人の話に興味があるから。
Tosaka picks Saber up. Her being so understanding has me a little worried, but since I asked her for a favor, I would better go make some tea. Tosaka carries Saber off toward my room. Meanwhile, I work on preparing tea in the kitchen. She said tea, but I'm assuming she doesn't want green tea, but the only black tea I have is from tea bags. Well, if I don't have it, I don't have it. I tell myself she can complain all she wants and start pouring the hot water over the bag.
シロ、ちょっといい？
Tosaka comes back. Yeah, hold on a minute, I will be right there. I put 2 teacups on the tray and carry it out to the living room. And there, sitting next to Tosaka is Saber in her normal clothes. Saber, why? I thought you were asleep.
眠ってたわよ。けど、そういつまでも続く眠りじゃないし、ついさっき目が覚めたの。どうも一気に膨大な魔力を使おうとして体の方から一方的に機能を停止させられたみたいね。ほら、電気のブレーカーと同じよ。そのままじゃショートするから強制的に電源を切るってやつ。
Saber is quiet as Tosaka explains. You. Seeing her back to her usual self, all the frustration I had earlier come rushing back. Saber, do you have any idea what you tried to do?
わからないわけはないでしょう。私は竜道寺に赴き、アサシンのサーバントと戦いました。その折、私たちの戦いを監視していた第3のサーバントに気がつき、戦いを中断しましたが。
No. That's not what I'm talking about. I want to know why you went and fought.
またそれですか。サーバントが戦うのは当然のことです。シロこそ、マスターであるあなたがなぜ私に戦うなというのです。
Well, that I do understand there's no way around fighting since I've decided to participate in the Holy Grail War. And I know me telling Saber not to fight is me contradicting myself. But even so, I don't want to see something like that happen to her ever again.
私の方こそ聞きたい。シロは戦いを嫌っているようですが、そんなことで聖杯戦争に生き残る気があるのかと。あなたの方針に従っていては、他のマスターに倒されるだけではないのですか？
It's not like that. I will fight off anything that might possess a risk to us. I certainly don't intend to just let myself be killed so easily. But aside from that, I just don't want Saber to fight. Wrong. It's not that I dislike fighting, I just, this is much simpler than that. You see, girls shouldn't get hurt. I'm a guy, so I can't let that happen. So I'm going to fight rather than let you fight.
私が女だから戦わせないだと。
Die Reaktion von Tosaka sagt alles. What are you...
正気ですかあなたは。サーバントはマスターを守るものです。私たちが傷つくのは当然であり、私たちはそのために呼び出されたものに過ぎない。サーバントに性別など関係ないし、そもそも無人である私を女扱いするつもりですか。今の言葉は訂正してください。シロ。
Saber leans toward me, her eyes blazing with fury, but I won't let her change my mind. It's absurd for her to say she is a warrior before she is a woman. How could someone so frail, light enough for me to carry easily, go and behave so recklessly? No way in hell will I take back what I said. Sure, you might be strong, but you are still a girl. Don't get worked up over something so pointless, you fool.
つまらないことにこだわっているのはあなたではないですか。まさか女性に守護されるのが嫌だとでも言うつもりですか。この身はすでに英霊、そのようなさまつごとなど忘れなさい。
It's not trivial at all. Even if you don't think it's important, I do. Besides, it was a mistake from the beginning to have someone else fight on my behalf. I can't allow someone to protect someone as helpless as me. I don't want someone to get hurt in my place. I'm the one who should be doing the saving. I've been working so hard to become the kind of person who can help people just like my old man. Damn it, listen, just don't fight, Saber. I will do the fighting. You shouldn't have a problem with that since it will be the fighting you want, Saber.
無茶を言う人ですねあなたは。人間がサーバントと戦えると思っているのですか。シロでは戦いにすらならないと実感しているでしょう。ランサーに襲われた時を思い出してください。あの時私が現れなければ間違いなくシロは殺されていた。それはどのようなサーバントが相手でも同じです。
You can't know that for sure unless we try. I just wasn't prepared, but now I can come up with tons of strategies. I might even be able to ambush one of them too.
少子な。シロの立てた守りなど神も同然です。
No, I can't believe you would say that, Saber.
あなたこそサーバントを侮っている。人の身で英霊を打倒しようなどと何を思い上がっているのですか。
Saber and I glared at each other. Our conversation is going nowhere, and there's no sign of reaching any kind of compromise.
違うわ、セイバー。シロはサーバントを侮っているわけじゃない。そのあたりを誤解しちゃうと話が進まないから口を挟ませてもらうけど。リン、それはどういうことですか。
Tosaka ist ziemlich intelligent.
要するにね、そいつ純粋にあなたが傷を負うのを嫌がってるのよ。どうしてか知らないけど、シロは献身と善意の塊だもの。ね、自分のことよりセイバーの方が大切なんでしょ、あんたは。
That's not true. I never said Saber is important to me.
嘘。そうでもなければ自分で戦うなんて言えないわ。だってあなた自分じゃサーバントに勝てないって分かってるんでしょ。それでも戦うっていうのは自分よりセイバーのが大事ってことじゃない。
Das stimmt aber wirklich. Er selber stellt andere immer über sich. I mean, if she puts it like that, maybe, but...
だから無茶でも戦う。 勝てないって分かっていながら勝とうとする。その結果が自分の死でも構わない。なぜならあんたの中ではどうしてか知らないけど自分より他人の方が大切だからよ。
Yep. Genau das ist der Punkt. Well, I don't mean it to be like that.
そういうことよ。わかるでしょ、セイバー。あのバーサーカー相手にあなたをかばうようなバカなのよ、そいつ。だから本気で自分が戦うって言ってるの。
I don't know how much of Tosaka's words actually make it through to Saber, but Saber takes a deep breath and turns toward me.
シロ。
What, Saber?
あなたが戦うことは認めます。ですが、それならば私にも考えがある。
What is it?
剣の鍛錬です。シロの時間が許す限り、私はあなたに剣を教える。それを認めるのなら、私もシロの意見を認めますが。
What? Does that mean she's going to train me? Is this because she has acknowledged my will to fight?
待った。それは心の贅肉よ、セイバー。シロに剣を教える？やめてよ。そんな気休めでサーバントに太刀打ちできるわけないじゃない。それは当然です。ですが知らないよりはマシでしょう。少なくとも戦闘時の迷いは薄れます。あとはシロ本人の決意にかけるだけですが、実践とは得てしてそういうものではないですか。向かない者には何を教えても身につくことなどありません。まあ言われてみればそっか。殴り合う覚悟ってのは一度殴り合ってみないと一生つかないものね。はい。ですから一度、いえ一度と言わず時間の許す限り、シロには戦闘の結果としての死を体験させ、戦いに慣れてもらわなければ。
Ja, okay, was Tod im Kampf heißt, das hat er schon ein paar Mal mitbekommen. The two of them are talking pretty casually about some scary stuff. Hold on a minute, I never agreed to any...
じゃあ私は魔術講座にしとく。セイバーが体を鍛えるんなら私は知識を育てるわね。まあ初めからそういう約束だったし、明日から本格的に鍛え直してやりますか。
Welcome to Hell Camp.
お願いします。リンがそうしてくれるなら私も剣のみに集中できる。いいっていいって。じゃあ話も決まったことだし解散しましょう。明日はいろいろと忙しそうだから。
Tosaka waves goodbye and disappears into the outbuilding.
私も休みます。シロも休憩を取ってください。明日は道場で汗を流してもらいますから。
She gives a short bow and goes back to her room. All that remains in the living room is 2 cups of untouched tea and 1 dumbfounded boy. I never agreed to this. My words go unheard. Anyway, what was already a confusing situation has grown a hell of a lot more complicated. I can't even begin to imagine what will happen today. I'm going to sleep. I should at least save my energy. Everything starts with the body. Well, yeah. The only thing I can do is to cling on to my fragile hope that as long as my body is strong enough, I will be able to endure whatever torture they might throw at me. Viel Spaß! Save the game? Yes. Tag 7, Sword and Magic 1.
できれば誰も悲しまない方がいい。
I wouldn't want anyone to get sad if I can
自
help
分
it.
程度の力添えで周りが幸せなら、それはこの上なく住みやすい世界だと思うんだ。
That was always Kiritsugo's favorite saying. The man who I saw as the champion of justice was saying he thought he was a failure, that he wasn't good enough. He didn't need to explain it to me. The worlds in the young Mei and the grown-up Kiritsugo lived in were too different, and so the standards for being a hero of justice were different too. When I was young, the house was my entire world. So my old man Fujine, myself, and my favorite shed were the only things that needed protecting. All I thought I had to protect was what I could see around me. But Kiritsugu wanted to do something for those he couldn't see or reach.
若い頃は向こう水でね、世の非常を呪うことで自らを育んでいた。世界が非常ならば、それ以上に非常になることを武器にして自分の理想を貫こうとしたんだよ。
Fate Zero. There will always be those that can't be saved. You just can't save everything. In the process of trying to save 1,000, you'll overlook 500. Then I will abandon 100 to save 900. That is the most efficient way. That is the ideal, Kiritsugu once told me. Of course, I got mad hearing that. It really ticked me off, because I didn't have to be told that since I knew that already. Because I knew firsthand that it was that very ideal that led to me being saved. I didn't need to be reminded about something so obvious. But I still believed that a hero of justice could save everyone despite those limitations. Because that's what a hero of justice was. Someone who could still perform miracles no matter how idealistic or unattainable they may be.
そうだね、シロ。結果は一番大事だ。けどそれとは別に、そうであろうとする心が。
What did Kiritsugu say about heart again? I don't remember. It's not often I reminiscence about something from so long ago. I must be in a deep sleep. Otherwise I wouldn't be dreaming in the first place.
シロ、起きてください。そろそろ朝食ではないですか?
See? Saber is waking me up. It's pathetic. Ich würde sagen, an dem Punkt beende ich hier jetzt diese Folge. Vielen Dank fürs Zuschauen und bis zum nächsten Mal. Ciao.